Yo, what's up, guys? Today we're gonna be doing a tier list on All-Star Tower Defense. We're gonna be doing a tier list on the 7 stars. So recently, a lot of the 7 stars got buffed. So let's look into them. So we're just gonna do this. This is a must-have. This category will be a must-have, should have, nice to have, whatever, and bad. All right, the first unit is Brawly. I think Brawly is a should have. It's really nice to have. It's really good to have now. Um, really good. He's relatively expensive, but if you put him down, he probably will do like 100 million damage. But he's super expensive now, so yeah. Boo Kid, I think Boo Kid hasn't changed in the meta, but there's better unit now, and that unit is now called GOJO. So yeah, GOJO. GOJO is better, I think. But Boo is pretty nice to have. Pretty cool to have as well. Ultra Goku and Vegeta is whatever. His nuke is too hard to charge. I don't think his nuke is even that. I mean, it's the best nuke in the game, right? But his damage is not that good anymore. And yeah, you really don't want want that in a team. Devils is just, should have. His ability is really good in Gauntlet, and his ability is also good in Infinite mode. But I think in Infinite mode you could use something else. But Devils is still relatively the best choice for in Gauntlet. As in Final, I had it in must have. I think I'm gonna drop it down to should have. I haven't seen Aizen in a while, but Aizen has is the best time rewind unit in the game. Pretty good. All right, Falcon Ascended. I think is in the should have. It's an air slow really. That's pretty much it. It's air slow. I think the 6 star is better though. The 6 star is better because the 6 star provides elemental damage over time effects, which makes it better. Humble Swordsman. I think Humble Swordsman is top tier in the shit haves. I'm dropping it down because his damage is starting to lack, right? It's starting to lack. It's starting to lack, really. But it is a shit half though. It is the best. It is the best. Sunburn damage unit in the game. Iki potential. He got a buff. He got a buff, but his I don't think his buff is that good because it only needs Blackburn damage onto his air mode. But there's like other units that could hit both air and ground. So yeah, it's just nice to have. I guess is you can have it or whatever. Gohan got a buff, but I don't know. Still haven't seen him anywhere. I'd say it's nice to have. He's pretty much an air unit. I think he's like the only air infinite mode unit within this setup. It would like all these 7 stars. So yeah, Metal Freezer. I think Metal Freezer is still should have, but it's a dropping down really hard because it hasn't gotten buff. It's mostly a raid mode unit, but yeah, it definitely hasn't gotten buff, and it's gonna start getting outclassed if it doesn't get buffed. Its minions are still really good, but there's like better like end game units now that could like use. Mochi Awakening, I think is a should have. Mochi Awakening is a should have. It's a full AoE slow, but it doesn't hit air, but it's a should have. Organ Berserk, I think Organ Berserk is falling off because Ryogo exists. Ryogo exists as another option for organs, but it's still relatively good for being the best rupture unit in the game for damage, but it cannot hit air. Ombre is should have. While Ombre is still good, he's no longer the best bleed unit in the game. Zoro FF11 replaces him, but yeah, relatively good in the game. I definitely would recommend that you get it, but Umbra does the same thing really. Perfect Insect is whatever, man. Like it's whatever. In fact, I don't think Perfect Insect. I said Perfect Insect is still bad. It's like only like 2 mil max upgrade for like a raw DPS. Like it's not that good. I'll say it's still bad. I'll say it's pretty much still bad, really. He got buffed though. Princess Apulupa, you must have since now it's a more of an exclusive unit now. I think it's a must have now. If you don't have it, well, too bad. You can't even do Gauntlet anymore. Good luck with Gauntlet, guys. don't have this unit, you can't do Gauntlet. You need someone to do it with Gauntlet. You could use River, but it's much harder because you have to like time the you have to time the cooldown correctly. Up loop is much easier. So yeah, now it's must have because you can't obtain anymore. Stampede question mark. I think it's whatever. Shit nuke really. There's like better nukes options that provides more utility. I think it's even worse than Goku at this point. I mean not Goku. Goku and Vegeta. Vegeta Blue is whatever. Hasn't gotten buff, but it is a full AoE, but hasn't gotten buff. Raph Melodus got Melodas got a buff, but I think it's more of a rework because he's more expensive now, so you can't use him as exclusively and extensively as in Gauntlet. Um, yeah, I don't know if I want to put it in must have anymore. I think it's like right here. I think Devils should be like right here. Aizen should be no lower. I haven't seen Aizen in a while. But yeah, I think Melo is still decent, but he's much more expensive now. So I don't know. Naruto hasn't gotten buffed. I think he's just like more of a. I think he's just more of a DPS unit. I think he's really good for story. His placement is like 40k on placement. His upgrades are relatively cheap, but it's whatever. Sasuke as well. Sasuke is whatever. Black Flame is now. In fact, I think Sasuke is much worse now because Itachi exists. But Sasuke is a placement on air, so I think he'll be right here. It's a whatever unit though. Deku, I think Deku is just bad now. I think Deku is just bad. You don't want to use his 200% buff. I mean, he's a cheap upgrade, so I guess it's whatever. It's not bad. It's whatever. It's whatever, right? His 200% buff is relatively easy to get. So you could just put him down and have a 200% buff. Bam, there we go. And he also does more than that. All right, Shigaraki is bad. I think he's just bad. He didn't get buffed. He below does what everything better. His damage is starting to lack really. It's actually really starting to lack. Star King, I think Star King is nice to have, but it didn't get a buff. I think Star King should get a buff soon. It really should. But it's not bad per se. It's not bad. It has a triple crit damage effect. So yeah. Alien boss. This is whatever. It's a whatever unit. I think it's like right here between. It doesn't provide anything. It's just an expensive DPS that you don't want to bring. Honest to God, it's just an expensive DPS you don't want to bring. Pucci, I think Pucci is a should have. I think is really good. His he has two abilities: damage over time, like instant stack, and a rewind, like global rewind. It's relatively nice. It's always relatively nice to have like that kind of unit because it's the only unit that can do that. His damage is not bad either, but he can't hit air, which just feels bad moment. B spawner. B spawner is a combination of Sasuke and Naruto. If you bring a B spawner, you if you bring these two units, yeah, it's I think it's whatever, man. This unit is whatever. It's whatever. 7-star. Death is bad, but it's more of a status. It's more of a status thing. It's like a trade unit, so I don't know why. Like, I don't think any of you guys would have ever have death really. Like I would have death. Mysteria X final. I think is must have. Relatively good. He does a lot of stuff. He's super good. Super good. I think you should get this unit at the moment. Should get it. Old Will Biku is just should have. Probably on the lower end though. Very lower end. Because he does a full AoE bird. I think his abilities are bad though. They're actually really bad. If you really want to know, if you want to know more about my about like Old Will, my thoughts on Old Will, just watch my showcase on it. But I think it's like really it's really Umbra is a must have. Umbra is a must have. It's easier to get than Ombre, so that's why I like you basically just replace ombre with Umbra, and as well as Umbra is used in Girl Zone, so you really do want water. Fifth form is should have. It's really good. It's kind of expensive though, but it's really good. It has two abilities. It has a base saver, and a Duke health bar cut Duke, which can literally get you to like 2 trillion damage if done correctly, or even higher, which is really good. The Almighty is a must-have. It's a 300% buff, as only unit can do that. It's a must-have. I think it's like above Umbra. It's a must-have, really. It's a must-have. Gotta get it. The Path Final, I think, is a whatever unit. I think I'm willing to say it. I'm willing to put this at bad because, like, even though his damage is good, the raid is stupidly hard at the moment. It's stupidly hard. It's like, oh my god. It took me like 15 hours of gameplay to get from his 5-star to 6-star. His 7-star is easy to get, right? But his 5-star to 6-star is so hard to get, and I don't recommend it. The unit is not even that good. The unit is not even that good. It is hybrid on placement. It can summon 5 minions. The minions are not that good. I think the only useful one is like the base summon, base healer. Yeah, it's just the base healer. And Coral F3, I think is a should have. I think it's below old Biku though, because bleed is I'll be real honest with you. Bleed is not something you like. Bleed is not something right now in the meta that like is used a lot. I think it's mostly like rupture or like time stops or like you're like bringing Almighty 100%, right? Mystery X Gojo 100%. 2 farms, 201 farm 100%. There you gotta decide between your main DPS. It's either Organs, Brawly, or Coral. And you probably gotta be Brawly or Organs instead because it's 4 AoE. And yeah, that's like your and then you need to bring it slow, 100%. So like that's your team as in a solo run. And then in a team run, I think Coral F would definitely be viable though, way more viable. So that's what it should have. So yeah, that's pretty much my 7-star tier list. What do you think about my tier list? Comment in this comment section below. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be back next time with another All Star Tower Defense video. In the meantime, have a good day. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.